Bless up peeps, DCS TV in the building. And don't know the thing already. Big up to all them fans and subscribe them. All who always are watching and tuning in. Bless up on yourself. So me I say, and as when I read the title, China slowly taking over Jamaica, colonizing our country. And this is a statement taken from an interview that was brought to my attention by DJ Poe when I'm a subscriber to him. Big up yourself, by the way, DJ Poe. And this is an interview between Charlemagne and Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson, he explains his experience, traveling to different countries and so on and so forth. And he even talked about him going into Jamaica. And on his vacation to Jamaica, he stated that he realized that China is building up Jamaica. You know, they might build roadways, buildings and so on and so forth. But he said that this is them slowly colonizing or taking over a country. You see me I say, because slowly Jamaica get dependent on them. We're gonna live from independent to independence of China. You see me? And in break it down, and more want to know if you listen to it. You see me I say, I'm gonna break down each part of what I'm talking about, and we'll come and discuss each part back and you know, get an understanding. Yeah, I want to check it out and leave in the comments. I want to think about it. If you really believe China is colonizing Jamaica and taking it over little by little. So may I say, so yeah peeps.
In fact, when I was in Jamaica, I keynoted the Garvey celebration last summer, Ocho Rios. The Chinese pretty much own Jamaica. I mean, the Jamaican government is giving them concessions, land concessions. They're building hotels, beach resorts. They're building 2 schools for the Jamaicans. And what the Jamaicans have to give them in turn is the right to certain lands, the right to certain waterways. And if it doesn't stop, Jamaica, ironically...
Yeah, so as I say, in break it down, first I'm going to talk about how them slowly build up the thing, build up the country, and then the government has slowly offered them land space and so on and so forth.
The land of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley will be the first Chinese colony in the Caribbean.
Wow.
It's getting bad. And you know why it's happening? Because the black bourgeoisie leadership in both Africa and the Caribbean, they don't have to live with the consequences of the economic decisions they make. So if I'm the president of Jamaica, okay, and China says, listen, we're going to give you $1 million in retirement. We're going to build you a retirement home, but we want this, this, and this.
And them offering them land space, you don't know, say, Chinese them come in for, you know what I mean, build the place, build up the place and thing, but they're making promises of hiring our Jamaican, you know, our Jamaican citizens, but instead they are using their, you know, Chinese population, bringing them out here. And we don't know China is an overpopulated country already, so them constantly looking land and places for, you know, extend their population or put, you know, their people places to live. You see me?
And you can loan as much money as you want. You can borrow as much money from the Bank of China as you want. I'm going to be set by the time I leave office. But what about my nation? Jamaica will be struggling for the next 50 and 75 years because of bad economic decisions from selfish leaders today. And that's the problem in Africa, and it's the problem in the Caribbean.
Himself, you know, little by little. And in this part now, I'm going to talk about them really getting into, you know, the government, you know, minds and so on and so forth, who is in charge of the country and making deals and so on and so forth. I don't know how true this is, but to his statement or to his knowledge, that's what he's saying. You see me? I say, so you must say them get to the government and then they will be like, we can't offer you a certain amount of money or whatever if you offer us that. So they basically sign a contract to sell the country and a certain amount of years the people them of the country are going to suffer. You see me? I say, because if Chinese get all of the jobs, then we not get no jobs and we not own no land space, you know, it's going to be bad for we. You see me? I say.
Well, you got to remember, China is overpopulated. So it's always looking for opportunities to dump some of its excess population.
Right.
And you know what's so sad? Chinese will come to South Africa poor, with nothing. And in 3 years, they're owning 2 and 3 major businesses. Because what happens is when the Chinese come, they employ their own.
All right, and that is that. And that last part here, no, as you can hear him say, them go on one country poor, and at 3 years them rich. You see me? I say, and that's no joke. We see it happening out here all the while. We have some Chinese neighbors where I'm at. I don't know if they watch a video right now, but if you don't watch a video, no disrespect. But see where them come out here about what 5 years ago from nothing, and they make them, you know, make them way, you know, out and help themselves become rich and can afford big house and car and all of that. Me not say them no work hard for it. Yes, them work hard for it and everything, but it just goes to show you how much China put, you know, effort into their country for help for them people, you know, for constantly uplift. You see me, I say we need more of that in our country. We don't need somebody to come in, run in, and then them get where them want get, and then left the people them to suffer the consequences. You see me?
They don't employ indigenous African labor, but this is exactly what the heads of state tell black people. Let the Chinese come to Jamaica, let them come to South Africa. They're going to give you guys jobs. The jobs never come. They bring their own population, which makes sense from their perspective because they have so many people that need a place to go outside of China. So they're showing up broke and going back home as millions.
And in ending note on this whole thing of China colonizing Jamaica or taking over Jamaica, I want to say this is only a side of the story from the perspective of Dr. Umar Johnson. And I want to say that in no way DCS TV is saying that what he is saying is 100% is facts, because in truth we don't know what the deal with the government and China have. We just hope that at the end of the day things work out in both our favors, that it helped not only the Chinese who came here to help us, but it helped us in at the end. So we, both parties, you know, get something out of it and get something that is beneficial and in the development of the country on a whole and the people of the country. You understand? Because that's what we want, people. That's just simply what we want. Anyways, this is Steve with another one. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell. I'm also in the comments want to think about this whole topic here. I'm out.